Welcome back. We're now in Uganda, where informal metal sector is driving job opportunities for citizens. In Katwe, a suburb on the outskirts of Uganda's capital, Kampala, a homegrown micro-industry is creating much-needed jobs by fabricating everything from water pumps, maize mills, popcorn makers, transformers, and woodcutters. Katwe, a district on the outskirts of Kampala, has gained a reputation over the years for housing some of the country's most skilled metal fabricators. Artisans run informal industrial businesses here, producing various items from household products to machines made from metal and iron sheets, ranging from pots and pans to grain mills, water pumps, and welding transformers, among other things. The ironsmiths here pride themselves in being able to fashion machines similar to those produced in formal manufacturing plants. The thriving business allows people to buy machines at a cheaper price compared to imported ones sold in stores. Joseph Kantunti runs a shop here. He mostly makes electronic equipment like welding machines, electricity stabilizers, and battery chargers. In a good month, Kantunti makes about $300.
The reason why you see that we are upgrading is because we have confidence in the machines we are making. When you buy a Chinese machine, all in all, you come back to us to give you after-sales support. The Chinese machines are not the standard of our country. When you look at our maize, it is too hard. It is not soft like Chinese maize. It can't work here. That is why you see we are in the market. We are competing with them because we trust our products and we can give you after-sales support.
There are about 15,000 metal fabricators in Kampala alone and over 1.5 million in the country, but the sector is yet to gain the recognition it deserves. Musa Body, a company credited for helping grow the sector, is one of the most established businesses here and has trained many welders and fabricators who now run their own shops. The company started in 1999 and is now worth over $1.6 million and employs 40 workers.
The reason why you see we are upgrading, because we have a confidence in the machine we are making. When you buy a Chinese machine, all in all, you'll come back to us to give you after-sales support. Their Chinese machines, they're not a standard of our country. When you look at our maize, it's too hard. It's not soft like Chinese maize. It can't work here. That's why we see we are in the market, we are competing with them because we trust our products and we can give you after-sales support.
Musa Body has also set up a campus where students sign up for courses in mechanics, welding, carpentry, and metal fabrication. With a number of new formal jobs remaining though, the metal fabrication sector is giving more Ugandans an opportunity to do meaningful business and better support their families. Back here in Nigeria, 2 new credit reform bills signed into law in May are expected to improve Nigeria's ease of doing business ranking next year. This was revealed at a national reporting conference of the Credit Bureau in Lagos.
In a bid for the country to achieve economic recovery from the recession, Acting President Yemi Osinbajo on May the 30th signed 2 bills into law. They are the Secure Transactions and Movable Assets, otherwise known as Collateral Registry, and the Credit Bureau Services Act.
Thank you.
At this national reporting conference of the Credit Bureau of Nigeria, the significance of these acts are linked to the business climate reforms of the federal government, targeting an improved ease of doing business ranking.
We believe that these reforms will increase awareness as well as increase the utilization of credit reports and scores by banks and other financial institutions.
The passage of these 2 acts forms part of the reforms achieved by EBIS, PEBEC and EBIS for the Getting Credit indicator of the 2018 World Bank Doing Business Rankings. The expectation is that it will significantly move the country up in the World Doing Business Rankings this year.
On her part, the Minister of State for Industry, Trade and Investments, Mrs. Aisha Abubakar, explains the expectations of the government from the Credit Bureau.
We envision a dramatic improvement in Nigeria's business environment over the next few years, with increased cross-border trading, increased productivity across key economic sectors, and an improved business environment that is attractive to both domestic and foreign investors.
Eyes are fixed on the prize as Nigeria awaits the next World Bank scorecard expected to rate its effort toward a better business climate. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
Kenyan journalist Teddy Otieno is back on the line with us to talk about the market's activities a day after the elections in Kenya. So thanks for joining us, Teddy. So you've been monitoring activities in Kenya even before the elections yesterday. What do we know as of today regarding market performance? Teddy, what do we know today regarding market performance following the elections yesterday? We seem to have lost Teddy there, but moving on, Egypt's budget deficit for the fiscal year ended June 30 shrank to 10.9% of gross domestic product from 12.5% a year earlier. The primary deficit, a measure that strips out interest payments, fell to 1.8% of GDP from 3.5%. Egypt's government has cut subsidies, introduced value-added taxes, and curtailed growth in public sector wages as it tries to rein in a budget deficit that spiraled since the 2011 Arab Spring crippled the economy. The government plans to fully scrap fuel and electricity subsidies over the coming years, forecasting a primary budget surplus in the current fiscal year and an overall deficit of 9.1% of GDP. Although the spending cuts have improved state finances, they've increased the pressure on the nation's 93 million residents, thus half of whom live under or near the poverty line, who also face inflation running at almost 30%. And finally, Namibia's stock of foreign reserves increased to an all-time high of $2.17 billion as at the end of June. The Bank of Namibia attributes the increase to an inflow of international loans perceived for budget deficit financing. In May, the African Development Bank approved a $226.5 million loan to finance Namibia's budget deficit and infrastructure projects. The loan forms part of a $750 million facility, which will be distributed over a 2-year period. And that's our program today. Thank you for watching. I am BC Adebayo.